Hello, y'all. I'm trying this again. Hopefully, this works. Last time it was a little bit choppy, so hopefully, it works a little bit good this time. Thank you for being here. So, this is just going to be like a little general message. I have some general things to speak about. So, yes, I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for being here. So, I hope everyone is doing well. What I wanted to speak about was yesterday I went on a walk and I was noticing the bats, like, because it was a little bit, it was like dusk. So it was starting to get dark. So I saw some bats and I was like, look at these bats, right? So I stopped and I watched the bats. And I was like, I'm gonna have to look up the meaning of the bat again because I looked it up before, but it's good to refresh the mind and things like that. So what I did was I looked at the animal spirit deck or the animal spirit guidebook. And then I also looked up some stuff online, but I thought it was very interesting, this card. And so I'm going to read this. So when I was watching the bats, it was super interesting because, like, first of all, I think that they're super cute. I love bats. But the thing about what was interesting was that they were like, the way that they were like in flight. And what's interesting about bats is they're super fast, when you watch them flap around and stuff. And I got reminded of, like, Ferngully. I don't know if anybody remembers that movie. So, the bat in that movie is super cute and stuff, and it's just, like, erratic and stuff. It's just a cute little bat. So, I was thinking of that, and you hear them squeaking and stuff, but they're super interesting because they're super, like, supernatural creatures, and they're, like, they're just so I'm gonna read from this book, and then I'm gonna read some stuff that I found, and then I'm gonna do some oracle of other stuffs. But okay, so the bat, I'm going to read from the book right now. It says, darkness, letting go, death leading to rebirth. Before emerging, the bat waits for the sun to set and the moon to rise. In the darkness, it can see all that was invisible in the daylight hours. The bat is a master of the subtle senses, of the underlying forces that cause some things to prosper and others to fade. The bat card shows up to signify the ending of a chapter, the closing of a door. The bat comes swiftly, encouraging us to move on. In just a few hours, a new day dawns. No more lingering in the past. When the bat is in balance, it accepts, adapts, and adjusts. When it's out of balance, it refuses to let go and it reminisces. To bring it into balance, it says to watch the sunrise. So if it's like morning where you are, that will probably be good, or any time when you go see, the sunrise and stuff like that. So I thought that was very interesting. So, and I love that book. So, but then I also found additional messages online, which I thought were very interesting, and I wanted to read these also. So, the bat spirit animal indicates a person who is aware of their own states of consciousness, inner awareness. That is why such a person is capable of understanding the darkness of night, death, and even the world of dreams. A person with the bat as a spirit animal is the guardian of the night. So I thought that was super interesting. Okay. A lot of people, whatever your opinion is on bats. So it goes on to say that they're a symbol of good luck and happiness. And it also says that if the bat is your animal totem, you are a highly sensitive individual who is extremely aware of your surroundings. It also says, as a symbol of longevity, the bat reminds you that your best years are ahead of you. Indeed, bat people are the types who get better with age. And so it also signifies the death of some part of you that no longer serves you, no longer serves your higher calling. Good luck and prosperity is a symbol of strong communication because they're very sociable, and also strong family connections. But also, like, they echolocate, and like I have like posters and stuff of bats from, in the caves and stuff like that, in Carlsbad Caverns. I don't know if that's significant to anybody, but what you know you know, it's, like, cool to learn about bats and stuff like that. They're very interesting animals. So, it also says some of the other it goes on to say, "You should lean on those around you, make excellent health your priority, and you should try to be more adaptable." Bat is a spirit guide who strips a person of an old limiting personality and enables them to step into a larger, wiser self. So I thought it was very interesting reading about the bat. Rebirth, illusion, tenacity, communication. Bats come into the world while hanging upside down and feet first. Yes. Its presence known It makes its presence known when you're about to undergo some major change, being highly sensitive creatures. So you could be a sensitive person. Also, yes. And you could like see things that others do not. Signifies that a season of transformation is around the corner. So be ready for the changes. They're reborn every night, flood out their caves, letting go of the old, bringing in the new. So yes, that's just so you could look it up also yourself, so you can get your own, feel of it. So yes, I thought that was very interesting. Also, I have some numbers to share, and then I'm going to start with the oracle. And I just want to say when I do that, it's because I'm popping my ears sometimes. So I have to pop my ears sometimes. So yes, the numbers that I have received: 110, 111, 118, 182, and 38. So 118, 8, 9, 10, 182, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 38, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they all equal 1, and 11, 11 equals 4. So I thought that was very interesting. So yes, I'm going to get some messages from some like astrological and interdimensional decks. We're going to get some messages from these decks today. Okay. Very interesting messages. Let's see what comes out. Okay. Let's see. This is the Mystic Martian Oracle. We're going to see what comes out. Source Universe, please show us what we need to see. We're going to see what comes out. I hope everyone's doing well. I just thought it would be cool to go live. I feel like I like to go live better than pre-recording, except it's a little choppy. So I hope it's working good. And I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here with me. And I hope you're doing well. I think that's good. So yes, let's see. Whoop. Wrong way. So one flipped, or actually a couple flipped over. So I'm gonna take what has flipped. The decks have flipped because I wasn't paying attention. Let me fix this real quick. Excuse me, because it wasn't proper. I kind of didn't do this correctly. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. So I keep seeing the Nagas. You might need to look that up. Keep seeing it at the bottom of the deck. It left, but you might need to look that up. It's very interesting. It's like a snake, like Kundalini type, So I know about it, but you should, if you feel drawn, go ahead and look that up. Nagas, Nagas. All right, let's go now. Source Universe, please show what we need to see. This is a general collective message. for the collective. Yeah. Okay. We got the air element, philosophy, discrimination, and empathy. So you could be like an air sign. You don't have to be, but this is air element. So this is, I'm going to read from the book so we get all the additional information because there is, in the guidebook of this deck is a lot of additional information. So yes, I feel like there needs to be communication in some form going on here. All right, let's see what's at the bottom. I saw this earlier while I was shuffling. Ouroboros, infinity, eternal, and past life. So 25 and 43 are the numbers. 7 and 7. So more sevens. Okay, 7 and 7, 14, 5. Okay, 77, 5. Somebody could be 25, somebody could be 20, or yeah, 25, 34. They don't have to be. But so with the air element, philosophy, discrimination, and empathy, Ouroboros, infinity, eternal, past life, I feel like somebody, I get like and there's hot air balloons in this deck or in this card, so that could be significant. The Ouroboros is the snake that eats itself. So it's the like never ending cycle. It's something that is it's like a continual, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to read from both the decks, but so that's very interesting here. What I'm picking up is that somebody, either you or somebody, you know, around you, or just this is a general collective message. So I feel like there needs to be some kind of communication here with discrimination well, discrimination is not very nice, right? That's like judging. People are like judging here. And maybe people need to show empathy, philosophy, that's like learning and stuff like that. So I'm going to get more information. So air signs are like super smart and they're logical and they think with their mind and stuff like that. So the element of air maybe isn't, what we need to harness at this time. We need to be, you know, empathetic in our communication and our thoughts in the way that we react or the way that we don't react with people. And so with infinity, eternal, and past life, you're also coming out with that. Like, I feel like this saying that's like a never ending story here, where like maybe you feel misunderstood or something like that, or the opposite. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get also from this deck and see what else is saying to tie in from this. So let's see. Okay. I'm going to read from both the guidebooks because both these guidebooks have a lot of additional information that I wouldn't be able to probably receive. You know, I'm intuitively look, we got Gemini, I think, and North Node life purpose. So I feel like somebody is supposed to be like, I feel like this is saying with Ouroboros and the North Node life purpose, 4115, 5 and 6 equal 11. So like, I feel like this is very interesting here. Okay, Gemini, I think Gemini is an air sign. They're very philosophical. Also, discrimination could be, we're going to see. We're going to see what keeps going. Okay, that's when I cut the deck. That's very interesting. You take that as you will. I mean, everybody's going to receive the message differently. I mean, I'm not going to be able to, you know, tell you everything. I show you what the card says. Also in the advice decks that I'm going to be using, what I like to do is when I'm done with a deck, because I just like to shuffle. Sometimes I'm just sitting there shuffling because I like to just shuffle. It like is a form of meditation for me. I just like to shuffle. So when I'm done with the deck, I like to shuffle. And then what's at the bottom of the deck, I keep it for the message for the next time that I use the deck. And the advice decks that I'm going to be using to close out this message, I think that the bottom of the decks, I'm going to also show that as a message because it's pretty interesting what it says there or what showed there. So, but this going on with this, I feel like this is okay. I'm gonna read from the guidebook, but I'm saying like, I'm seeing hot air balloons And I'm also seeing like the snake, like I mentioned earlier, the Nagas, but this is the Ouroboros. So it's different. But snakes are obviously significant because in this deck there are more than I think there's only like a couple cards. Those two cards are snake involved. I mean there's other reptilian cards, but so yes, I'm gonna cut this and I'm gonna get an astrological message to tie this in. Let's see. We have the eighth house, endings and beginnings. So that's interesting with the bat message from the beginning. When I was talking about the bat before. So that's pretty interesting that this comes out. This is the eighth house. The eighth house is kind of, it's mysterious. It's transformative. I'm going to read from the book and give you all the additional information. The number is 32, so that's 5. And then at the bottom, we have Sagittarius IC. I'm going to get one more. We have Sagittarius IC, which is 21, so 3. 5 and 3 is 8. So you could have Sagittarius in the 8th house. You don't have to. Or any placement of Sagittarius that you have, or you could have, you know, an air element in the 8th house also, since we got air element here. And it's very interesting because Sagittarius is very philosophical. Sagittarius is the sign of philosophy and like, you know, traveling to gain that wisdom and philosophy. So that's very interesting that that came out. Sagittarius is not an air sign though, but it doesn't matter. The element of air is about philosophy. And, let me get that close so you can see it. So, yes, I'm going to read from both those, and I'm going to get another one from here. So, North Node Life Purpose came out again. So, this card wants to be out. You could have Sagittarius, North Node. You could have Sagittarius. No, no, no. You could have Sagittarius, North Node. You don't have to. This is just what's coming out here. Or you could have an air element in the North Node. So, the air signs are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could also have North Node in the 8th house. You do not have to. That's just what's coming out here. So I'm going to read from the deck these cards. From the guidebook, I mean. So what I'm getting here is I'm saying that so 8th house talks about inheritance too. That's gonna come up in the book here. But so I feel like somebody's life purpose could be like you could be inheriting somebody's gifts because mysterious, like you could be inheriting somebody's like abilities in a way, endings and beginnings here. So there could be a transition in some form. The air element with philosophy, Sagittarius I feel like yeah, somebody's life purpose could be. It's very interesting because on the bottom of the deck is the seer, and that's the card that I was going to read from the book. So I see with the seer here, see beyond the current situation. I feel like that's very interesting. I'm going to get to that. So I hope it's not too long because I'm just going to be reading. This card is super interesting and I just love the artwork and I want to show you a little bit more. And I'm going to read this. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to read the air element right now. This is very interesting. I'm holding a piece of angelite. I don't know if that's significant to anybody. I hope this is flowing good and it's not choppy. So I'm going to read the air element. Philosophy, discrimination, and empathy. With the 8th house here too, like this could be something. This is very interesting message. This is very interesting message. So I'm gonna get some additional information from the guidebook. So air is one of the 4 classical elements and critical energetic forces that sustains physical third dimensional life on our planet. I showed you this already, but I'm just gonna keep showing you. Air rules Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Archangel Raphael rules the air element. Thoth is an air deity. I don't know how to pronounce this. Air sanguine, sanguine, I don't know, is a masculine, yang element. So air symbolically rules intelligence, communication, and thought. The mind, philosophy, discrimination, critical thinking, canny, logic, reason, discernment. Yes, discernment. Dexterity, communication, language, focus, astute, visionary, brilliance, perception, finesse, the cosmos, imagination, observation, clouds, sky, wind, third eye chakra, and spring equinox. So, yeah, okay, that could be a significant time. All right, spring, that's springtime. Birthdays during the spring, or like, also, I feel like, Ink is the bat earlier, and the bat is an air element animal totem. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's the air element. I'm going to show you right now because this deck also, or this guidebook also distinguishes, each element. Pretty sure it does, yes. So the bat is an air element. So that, with observation, because bats see shit that other people don't see. Like, they see shit invisibly. They have also echolocation. So even though they are like, that saying, that you can't really see like a bat, right? Because they're here better than they see, but they see through the veil is what I'm trying to say. And the seer card is here. Ooh, I'm gonna get to that. But I'm trying to see, because it does distinguish by element. Yes, here we go. I'm finding it. I knew it did. So yes, okay, look. The bat with this air element. Very interesting, because I didn't even know that this was going to come out. So this is very cool. I love when that happens. I hope that you enjoy that too, because it's very interesting when stuff like that happens. Creatures of the sky. The creatures of the air element move quickly and decisively. They are known to see more than others, and this can lead to powerful and discerning qualities. Discernment, observation. Air creatures love movement and mobility, but the speed at which they move often leaves them ungrounded. Several air cards indicate too much movement and not enough earth. Some people describe this as living in the head rather than the body. It's difficult to make decisions or remember our greater purpose when we lose our groundness, so do whatever you must to reconnect to the physical realm. Slow walks in nature will help get your feet back on the ground. And I was on the walk when I saw my bat friend, or the bat friends, our bat friends. They're fucking awesome. If you have bats where you live, because they come out, I'm pretty sure what I see, they're Mexican freetail bats. I'm not entirely sure. They could just be regular. Let me look that up because of where my location is. And so the song playing right now, I have the just in the description box what I'm playing. It's called Lowlands. So maybe you could live in the lowlands. I'm not really sure what that's indicating to. But I just thought to say that. So I think that's awesome. Like, that's awesome that the air element came out with the bat, come out from before, when I was like, oh, I seen the baddies. Also watch the movie Fern Gully if you've never seen it. Fern Gully, FERNGULLY. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna look up the bats in my area. I'm pretty sure what they are. But I'm gonna get back to the reading because I think it's pretty interesting. I just wanted to show that correlation there, because I love when shit like that happens. So yeah, like I said, this is very okay. So really, the air element, like it says here, it rules Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And so so it would indicate that all three of those signs, You could have those anywhere in your chart, and you don't even have to have them in your chart. This is a collective energy that we need to all be in receptive or in receiving of, like this is a collective reading. This is something that taking we all need to be taking some shit from. So all need to be using our discernment. We need to be a little bit, easy in our communication, maybe. All right. I'm going to probably, so it's just very interesting for that to come out with the bat. Language is a key word. Here also, someone you could be like, you could speak different languages, bilingual, trilingual. What's the fourth quadruple lingual, quadrilingual? Um, you could be telepathic because it's mind, it's third eye chakra. You could receive downloads or like whatever you want to call them. You could just receive, like you could have like a clear like plug, like a clear thing with source. You know what I'm saying? Critical thinking. And I feel like air signs are very, or like this is like very, this is a time that we need to be, using our minds and being in clear thinking. Like we cannot be having shit cloud us. And that's kind of like also because you can get cloudy a little bit and like get lost a little bit in the air element. You could get swept up by the wind in the air element. So these are key words here: cloud, sky, wind, observation, imagination, the cosmos, finesse, perception, visionary. Somebody could be like a visual artist. It also like with this is very like seeing things creatively through the mind and through the third eye. So you could be receiving things, you could be receiving messages because also air is communication. You could be receiving messages from, oh, like you could be receiving messages from like past life stuff because you have past life here with the Ouroboros. This could be something that's happening right now. But with the past life and the endings and beginnings with the eighth house, I feel like there's something over here. I'm gonna read from that book too. But uh Sagittarius, I see Sagittarius is just like it's a very philosophical meaning to Sagittarius. So it's interesting that that comes out with the air element. So it doesn't matter because Sagittarius is a fire sign. It doesn't matter. This is philosophy. And Sagittarius is also philosophy. Sagittarius is I see. I'm going to read and see how these, you know, correlate. But like what I'm getting is that it's a lot of shit correlating here with the bat. And then, the air element. I had to read that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they're Mexican free-tailed bats, what I see here. I'm not gonna look it up because I'm getting off topic and I want to continue reading from the guidebooks. Actually, I am gonna check. So there's a lot of bats where I live. If there aren't bats where you live, that's cool. Like that's cool. Because I don't know really, you know, yeah, yeah. They're little Mexican free-tailed bats. And we have caves here that the bats during the summertime they come and stay in and stuff. So this says 16 bat species you can find where I live: Mexican long-nosed bats, ghost face bat, big free-tailed bat, cave moyatis, horay bat, raffinesque bat-eared or big-eared, raffinus big-eared bat. So that's really cute. American, per, I don't know, peristellalo, western red bat, silver-haired bat, long-legged, evening bat, northern yellow bat. So whatever, you know what I'm saying? Um, and also like, yes, look up yourself the bats. Like I said, if bats don't live near you, that's cool. Just look up the meaning of the bat. Also look up Ferngully, like I said. And that's it. I'm not gonna bring it up again. But so yeah, you could live in the lowlands because that's the song that came on when I stopped to check. Lowlands of any area. So that's very interesting. I'm gonna also read now the Ouroboros. All right, get ready because this is some serious right here, okay? What I'm getting from this to come out together like that, there's some interesting stuff going on with that because you have eternal here. So there's something infinite and just like for eternity, past life, this is something that is a continuous cycle. The ancient Ouroboros symbol of the serpent dragon with its tail in its mouth is allegorically devouring itself and cyclically being reborn over and over. The word Ouroboros literally means tail devouring. The Ouroboros also represents the consuming or swallowing of external information and experiences that then travels into the inner unseen realms of existence. Some Ouroboros images are in the circle zero shape, others are in the eight shape. Both images imply eternity. I think eight did come out here, the number eight somewhere. Hold on. Both images imply eternity. The Ouroboros is all about eternity and the infinite cycle of creation and destruction in nature. The bat is about rebirth. The bat is about rebirth. It's about endings that bring in beginnings. So that's yes, okay, look how it goes, dude. Both images imply eternity. So circle zero shape and eight. Number eight. There could be a life path eight. There could be a number eight significant. 808. The Ouroboros is all about eternity and the infinite cycle of creation and destruction of nature, and the multidimensional levels of awareness from surface to literal to symbolic to transcendental. The Ouroboros speaks of life out of death and resurrection. What? 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 I hope this is going in clearly. I hope it's not too choppy. Ancient Greeks, Chinese, Egyptians, Aztecs, Gnostics, and Phoenicians all used this symbol to explain the recycling infinity of everything. The Ouroboros is also symbolic of our Milky Way galaxy. Check out the shit on the Milky Way. Look it up on your phone, whatever you have. You know what I'm saying? Look up the Milky Way, look up all the constellations up in there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, yin and yang, inner world, outer. Inner world, outer world, infinity, eternal, rebirth, reincarnation, past life, cycles, give and receive, energy exchange, returning, completion, and recycling. You could literally probably need to recycle. You know, they say that even though if you recycle, it's still going to where they put the trash, but just you could do compost, you know what I'm saying? Like you could do compost. I don't know why I'm getting that. You could you could like compost. I don't really know much about that. Very interesting with the air element here and that card to come out. Interesting. Take that as you will. Okay, take that information as you will. It's a little hard for me to receive all the information at once because it's so much, but take whatever you want from that. This is a cyclical thing. This is something that is continual. That just continues to happen here. So I'm gonna also read from the other deck. So I just keep seeing the hot air balloons too, and I think they have in Albuquerque, New Mexico now, something like that. They have a hot air balloon. Excuse me, hot air balloon festival. No, isn't that in Albuquerque? Let me check it. Let me check it, dude. Okay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Okay. If you're watching this, thank you, dude. Like, thank you for being here. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate you so much. And I hope you're doing well. And I'm always here for you if you need me. So, yeah, I'm just getting so It says Hot Air Balloon Colorado Springs, Hot Air Balloon Festival in Texas. So they have them in Texas too. It says in 2002 September. Oh no, 2022 September 22nd, Plano Balloon Festival. So there's going to be a Hot Air Balloon Festival in Plano, Texas in September 22nd in Plano. So that's cool. But I think in New Mexico they do that, no? And I mentioned the Mexican free-tail bats. Yeah, New Mexico Balloon Festival. That's gonna be on October 1st. I don't know why I thought of that. So Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. That's October 1st. When I see hot air balloons, I always think of that. I always think of the hot air balloon festivals and stuff like that. So that's very interesting that that came up. I hope that you can see me clearly. I don't really know. I don't really have this light. So yeah, that's interesting. I'm just getting called to notice the hot air balloon on the air element card, but super interesting for this to come out also with the Sagittarius because I'm about to read that. I'm about to read the Black Moon astrology cards. We have eighth house endings and beginnings and North Node life purpose. So yeah, something is okay. To have the life purpose here with the Ouroboros, something is cyclical. And usually with the North Node, it's not like that. You're supposed to step into your North Node purpose and you're supposed to leave behind your South Node. The South Node, I feel like, would be more cyclical. No, I'm not really absolutely sure about that. But the North Node life purpose is very interesting to come out right now. I don't know if you can hear the music in the background. I don't really know if it comes through. Okay. Sorry, I was turning it down. Okay. So I'm going to read the eighth house. Eighth house endings and beginnings. So yeah. So this is 5 and 5. I didn't realize that. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. I might have. I might have mentioned that earlier. This is 5 and 5. 3 and 2 make 5. 4 and 1 make 5. So that's a 10. That 10, a 10 is an ending. A 10 is the completion to something. It's also 10 equals to 1. So it's like the ending to a beginning. And the bat talks about, okay, guys, the bat talks about that, y'all. So that's very interesting for that to come out. The bat talks about resurrection. The Ouroboros talked about resurrection also. Very interesting for these cards to be synchronizing like that. So shout out to the Sphinx. 5 and 5, 7 and 7, 14 also make a 5. So we have triple 5, 15, 6. Sagittarius card I see is 3. 2 and 1 is 3. So 9. It came to the page. So this is endings and beginnings with the eighth house. I'm going to show you while I read. Can you see? This is a lot to read on here. Please bear with me. I hope it does not chop. Yeah, do not chop, please. Eighth house endings and beginnings. This is the Black Moon astrology deck. Black Moon astrology cards by Susan Shepard. From my rotting body, flowers shall grow, and I am in them in eternity. That's by Edward Munch. Excuse me. This is where it all goes dark and becomes mysterious. In astrology, the eighth house represents the long, dark night before light comes. Interesting with the bats. Interesting with the bats. Yes, the bats come out at night. Yes. And the bats show you that there's transformation. Do you see it? Ooh, bats are very eighth housey. Yes, they are. Because they're very mysterious. In astrology, the eighth house represents a long, dark night before light comes, where new dawn is on its way. But you need to grapple with the darkness and the unknown a little while longer. Traditionally, the eighth house is about sex, death, Psychic powers, control, and material things such as money and inheritance, that which belongs to other people. But such things you will end up owning, or at least partly. It also represents the time of year when Halloween or I never pronounced this correctly. I'm gonna fuck around and use the Google um pronunciation. I say Samhain just because that's just how it looks to me, but I don't think that's the correct way to pronounce it. Anyway, you pronounce however you want to pronounce. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Just one moment. So this is Halloween time. Halloween time is coming. If you're watching this video when I post it, this video is timeless though. This video has no time. No time. But if you're watching this when I'm posting it September 5th, that is Halloween time coming. Very interesting for this to come out. So I'm getting like a dirty message. Somebody could want to do something on a hot air balloon, or they may really like, someone could also be like a sapiosexual, where they like knowledge. Like they get turned on by knowledge, but also someone could be very dark in their sexual desires. Scorpio energy, definitely. So we have Sagittarius energy, we have Scorpio energy, we have air and air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Samhain, 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 Samhain. One more time. I mean, I'll have her do it slow. Samhain, Samhain. So yeah, Halloween or Samhain. Okay, it also represents the time of year when Halloween or Samhain takes place and involves all dark gothic things associated with it. Okay, very interesting. Very interesting here. I'm gonna keep going. You tie it in however you want. Halloween is my favorite holiday out of all them. Like I love I love the other holidays too, like, but Halloween is my favorite. Like I just love that time of year and stuff. I love the smell in the air. I love that it's like cold and like, not every place is cold though. So here we go, here we go. When the eighth house card turns up in a spread, the meaning is clear. Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm sorry. You are in a period of great transformation. Your matter in question may seem like a life or death issue. This is not a time of superficialities. You may be evaluating your life's purpose, and the need for change is great. Something that has been in your life for a long time crumbles like a tower. It must be built back up, but in a different way. You will not be able to forge ahead without taking care of this matter. A certain change must be completed before you can move ahead. This adjustment may feel uncomfortable or will not be an easy one. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Sex and death are major issues of the eighth house, the beginning and the end. This card means serious business. The eighth house shows what a relationship will bring after commitment is made to a partnership representing the preceding seventh house. The seventh house is that of relationships and partnerships and commitments, marriage. So I'm going to read that one more time. I'm going to read that sentence one more time. The eighth house shows what a relationship will bring after commitment is made to a partnership represented by the preceding seventh house. If love is your question, it is a deep and transforming love, raw, wrought with passions and sexual jealousies. Oh, you know what I was reading also? Very interesting. Because the Pluto and Scorpio generation, and then the Pluto and Sagittarius generation. And we have Scorpio here with the eighth house. We have Scorpio energy. We have Sagittarius energy. So those two, and especially if you have Moon in Scorpio, if you have Moon in Sagittarius, any of those that conjunct, like if you interact with somebody with a Pluto and Scorpio, and you got a Moon in Pluto, or Pluto and Sagittarius, and you got a Moon in Sagittarius, those conjuncting transits or those conjunctions in synastry or whatever on whatever element, whatever. They are very interesting. They're very like obsessive. It's a very possessive and controlling and mysterious connection there. So the reason why I brought that up, that's very interesting. Check that out for whoever you're connected with. And if you're not connected with anybody, still check that out. Pluto and Scorpio, Pluto and Sagittarius. And if you have Moon in Sagittarius or if you have Moon in Scorpio, the song playing is Outsider Warriors. This is also Filmmaker. It's ending right now. This is Filmmaker. Go look them up if you don't know. This is Dimensional. Excuse me, I have it on in the description box. Okay, guys, I'm gonna continue. I'm sorry this is so long, but I just like to ramble. I just like to ramble, dude. I'm an Aries. I just talk shit. I like to ramble. It's not really shit that I'm talking. I'm trying to give a message here, and I'm trying to put it all together as I can. I hope that you're able to follow along with me. Okay, I'm I'm very appreciative of you. All right, I've lost the place, but I'm finding it. Just one second. Okay, we have more that talk about rebirth and reborn. Of course, the eighth house talks about that because it's endings and beginnings. But there's more about rebirth. And that spoke about that in the Ouroboros card. So this is very interesting how everything is tying together. You may find yourself sexually irresistible. This could be you or somebody around you. This is a collective reading. So I'm speaking to you, the viewer, but I could also be speaking to somebody that is also connected to you, people connected to you. We are on a collective that, and them that they don't like to think that we're all connected, but you think however you want, all right? This is just a general message. You may find yourself sexually irresistible or reborn through sex into greater levels of intimacy and passion. So you could be discovering yourself sexually. The eighth house is mysteries and stuff like that, but it's also transformation. So you could be discovering yourself sexually, finding out what you like sexually. This is the time for that too. In the transits, I suggest that you look up the transits of the time that you are watching this video, regardless if it's when I'm uploading it or not. If you don't really understand astrology, look up on YouTube astrologers and just look up online. Learn. You'd be very good for you to learn astrology. If y'all want me to put recommendations, I will. So, yeah, an alternate meaning could be that there is a doorway you should not pass through. Having this card present does not mean someone is going to die. This is unlikely, but it does mean you may end up dealing with things being passed on to you, inheritance issues, deeds, trusts, insurance policies, goods of the dead, alimony, child support, and even taxes. I heard a message earlier to make sure you're checking that you're paying your taxes correctly. So here goes another thing about paying your taxes. So make sure you're doing that right. Okay, make double check it if you do it. I know that people like that get people, or they like have someone that pays their taxes for them, like an accountant or something like that. And that's very Gemini. That's very air sign. Okay, accountant, somebody that works with numbers. Um, oh, there's other jobs like that, but right now I can only get accountant right now. Tax person, tax person. I don't know the name for that, but yeah. So yeah, make sure you're doing that correctly. The eighth, or you could be receiving back from that. Don't they do that? When you get like a tax return, you could be receiving tax return, or something could be going on with that. Because this is endings and beginnings. It's also receiving money. It doesn't necessarily have to be inheritance. This is deeds, trust, insurance policies, and whatever, even taxes. The eighth house card also indicates what a partner owns, his or her their resources and finances, but can also concern something passed down from parents and grandparents. That's why I said earlier with the air element and the Ouroboros eternal past life infinity, this could be that you are receiving abilities. Okay, cognitive abilities, because the third eye chakra was there. It talked about communication. It talked about, how I said that you could be a direct link. So Somebody doesn't necessarily have to die, okay? It doesn't have to be that way. But I feel like you have inherited some form of ability, whether it's supernatural, because the bat, also echolocation and things like that. Don't forget that the bat is like a supernatural creature. Um, it doesn't necessarily have to be, but it's talking about psychic ability right here. So I'm going to go continue on to reading. Doesn't necessarily have to be that. You could have inherited, your communication skills from a grandparent or a parent. You could have someone in your family that was like a speaker, like a motivational speaker, a judge, a lawyer. That's very air element, Libra, judge, Gemini, somebody in the speakings. And also dexterity, somebody that's good with their hands, like you are good with your fingers. You can count very good. This is something that we all need to be in the energy of. So I'm feeling like you need to just keep counting. Like, and in my other video, I counted wrong. So, like, just practice everything. It also goes on to say here, these are assets acquired from a relationship. Physic Psychic ability in all of its forms is also one meaning behind this card. It suggests premonitions, visionary dreams, and seeing into the past, present, and future. We have past life here, eternal and infinity. So you have inherited precognitive abilities. You may have prophetic visions, may be clairvoyant. Like you see things before they happen. You could have prophetic dreams, visions, seeing into the past, present, and future. But even more so, it indicates communications from spirits. It may be that your home environment experiences a haunting, or you may become involved in paranormal interests such as ghosts and other types of spirits. Past life information, past life again, from a different card, in a different deck, past life twice. So be looking up into that shit. If you don't believe in that, you know, float whatever floats your boat. Whatever floats your boat. Okay? It's coming up twice in this reading, so whatever floats your boat, look it up if you want to. Past life information is also filed away in the eighth house. Akashic records, surfacing as unexplained phobias or sudden attacks of anxiety. You could be having anxiety attacks. Oh, seizures. Please be okay. If you need medical attention, okay, fucking call them or like look up ways in which that you can help yourself. Okay, please be okay. Also, eighth house, I'm feeling like addictions. So be careful with whatever you take, whatever you do. Please be careful not to catch a motherfucking anxiety attack or a seizure or anything like that. Please be okay, all right? Take care of yourself. In any event, with this card, you are quite connected to the psychic realm. Health wise, the eighth house card can mean a long term illness with an extended period of recovery for someone who is connected or important to you. That's significant for me. Maybe it's significant for you. It doesn't have to be. The eighth house indicates where the elderly or very sick go to die or a place of healing, but where there is no cure. I don't want to say what I thought because somebody could have something that there is no cure for. But I feel like, medically there are things like that. But in the days that we are in, they're finding cures for shit. So just be optimistic and stuff like that. And just know that your soul is okay. Hopefully, right? Jealousy, rivals, sabotage, and stalking are all issues of the eighth house. I didn't know I was going to be talking for long, but I do this, so I'm so sorry. However, there are more positive meanings of this house of sex and death. You may experience penetrating insights, or you may go through a time of renewal, a time where you are given a second chance. This could be like a near death experience. So just be safe. Please be careful and know that if you are given a second chance, it's for a reason, and you're meant here no matter what. You're here for a reason. You're meant to learn lesson. You're meant to teach lesson. So always understand that you are here for a reason. Period. Don't you ever fucking forget that. You may experience penetrating insights, or you may go through a time of renewal, a time where you are given a second chance. Your life is made over, and you become a builder. Darkness comes and a tower falls, but there is a better one to replace it. I think somewhere also mentioned a tower falling, no? Was it this same card? So this goes on to give some like keywords, and I'm gonna read them. I may have to light another incense. I'm just gonna keep talking, guy. Okay, y'all. Transformation, the afterlife, the beginning or the end, being born again. So this talks about sex. Also, it's just because I heard something. Um, Also, I have been getting messages from other readers too on here that you could be receiving, or we could all as a collective. It might have been a specific sign, but since I'm getting the message too, I'm going to say it's collective message. The veil is thin. So, like, we could be getting like some strange ESP that's extrasensory perception. So, be looking shit like that up. Be looking up clairvoyance, claircognizance, clair sensitivities and stuff like that. Claircognizance, clairvoyance. I'm gonna look up all the clairs in a moment and read them because I know there's some more. There's some that I don't even realize, like the smelling one. That's a specific name to that one, where you pick up scents. So you could like smell cigarettes out of nowhere. You could smell like rose out of nowhere. That used to happen to me. There was a lady that I'm just gonna keep rambling, y'all. Look, there was a lady that was like semi involved in my childhood. She was the neighbor of my old babysitter, and her house just smelled all the time like roses, and so she had passed, and I was still going to that babysitter, and, I would smell roses all the time. I forgot her name, but I'm still in contact with the babysitter, and she could remember the name, but I forgot the lady's name, and, like, she always smelled like roses, and I would all the times just start smelling roses, and I have rosewater, heritage store rosewater. So that could be significant to somebody. You could need to incorporate rose in your daily, like, beauty rituals or whatever, or your beauty cosmetics. I also use rosehip oil, and I spray this sometimes. I don't use this all the time. But yeah, so that's super interesting that I received that message, okay, about roses, and I received that messages about that lady from my childhood because she's been she's been passed for a very long time. So it's very interesting. I was gonna look something up. I'm gonna still look it up. I'm gonna look up the clairs. Premonitions. Okay, we're gonna continue on to this. This is the eighth house card in brief. I read already some things here. Transformation, the afterlife, the beginning or the end, being born again. Also, I wanted to mention that because that's where I stopped before. Since the eighth house is about sex, somebody could be like a born again virgin, or somebody could want to try something they've never tried. Experiment sexually. Okay, this is 18 plus. You should not be. If it's up to me, it's 21 plus. But whatever, 18 plus. If it's up to me, like I said, it's 21 plus. But this reading, like you could be wanting to try something new in that area. So Scorpio is very they're very explorative sexually, and so you could maybe want to try something new sexually, and it could transform you. Now, practice safe sex, okay? Protect yourself physically, spiritually. This goes on to say, like, that's why I mentioned that in being born again. Somebody could be like a born again virgin. Someone could be a virgin, period. Like somebody could want to experience sex for the first time, or somebody could want to experience like real sex for the first time. Someone could maybe have never like actually orgasmed. And like, some men don't want to admit some things that go on with that. So someone could be wanting to try something new in that aspect, and it's not that they don't wanna admit, but some men don't wanna try certain things because they feel like it would make them look a certain way, but in reality, like, it makes you feel like you've never felt before, and, whatever, you could just look shit up if you don't know what I'm talking about, and it could be a transformative time for you. This is a transformative time, period. Okay, so the 8th house goes on to say witchcraft, candle burning rituals. You could be into candle burning, you could be wanting to burn some candles. Spells, curses, and jinxes, psychic gifts, premonitions, the darker side, power and control, people driven by power, sabotage, issues of trust, who to trust and what to trust, keeping secrets, graves and cemeteries. You could like to hang out at the cemetery. You could be like into tombstones and shit like that. One of them people that take pictures of that shit. I fucking love to do that. I love to go and hang out in the graveyard. You could like to do that. Sewers. So subterranean people. Subterranean chud. Chud. Look up that movie if you don't know. Nighttime. More about the nighttime. Well, the eighth house is darkness. Ancient Egypt. Yes, okay. I was gonna use even the Egyptian tarot, but I don't think I'm gonna fuck with tarot right now because it's just going way too long. But yeah, so this is very interesting. You could have ties to ancient Egypt. We all do, but you could have like some specific things that you may want to look up into that. The Celts, seeing rivals or competition where there may be none. Okay, so just relax. Guarding your title or guarding your little acre. Guarding your little acre. Take that as you will. What a partner owns. Being investigated. Someone could have like a PI, private investigator. So watch what you do. And they're always watching, so just be careful, please. Being either clever or sneaky, sharper focus, spying, oil or gas wells. You could live, you could live where they dig for oil, not dig for oil, where they drill for oil. This talks about wells too, oil or gas wells, the Gulf Coast area, pollution, or even over in the Middle East, blight, serpents. So more about snakes, how I was talking about Nagas and the Ouroboros. More about watch out for snakes, look up snakes, the meaning of the snake. Have the animal spirit deck here. I don't know because I'm going too far. You may need to just, if you feel called to, look up the snake. Okay. I may real quick do that because it's talking about Kama Sutra too. And the Nagas talks about that. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to read that too, even though that card didn't come out. Illicit love affairs. Illicit love affairs. Illicit love affairs. Look that up if you don't understand. Never feeling loved enough. Feeling strongly tied to someone, sexual joy, orgasm. So I was talking about that with the Pluto and Scorpio, Pluto and Sagittarius, Moon and Scorpio, Moon and Sagittarius. So feeling strongly tied to someone, this is a soul tie, could be. You feel connected to somebody, even though you are maybe not around them. You could be at a geographical distance from somebody and still feel very connected with them. Sexual joy, orgasm, heavy petting. The Kama Sutra, look up Kama Sutra, the genitals, lower colon and anus. So that's what I was kind of trying to allude to before with like males and stuff like that, like men specific orgasm that men, uh that they kind of don't, that some men shy away from when like that could be very transformative in their life. Fame and money, hauntings, spirit entities, ghosts of relatives who have passed on. And I talked about that lady. She's not a relative, but I talked about that lady, right? So you could have had something like that occur. Failed relationships, being led on to new ones. The corresponding tarot card for this eight of or eighth house endings and beginnings is the Nine of Swords. Look up the meaning of the Nine of Swords. It's kind of a negative card in the sense that it talks about being depressed. It talks about having sleepless nights, being up late at night. I actually took like a nice nap and stuff like that. But this is it is very eighth housey, the Nine of Swords. So just look that up. You don't have to. The keywords is passing away, shared resources, legacies, dangers, the occult, ghosts, and debts. Debts, DEBTS. So that's very interesting. And I told you that that this very goes very in depth, and now I still have to read the North Node Life Purpose. What I'm getting from these two decks coming out with the air element, eternal past life keeps coming up. So this is something that you've done before. This is something that we already know from before. Okay, this is something that we already know, dude. Like this is something that it's a continuous cycle here that we have that is just continuous cyclical. Okay, I still have to read the Sagittarius IC, and I wanted to read the Snake and the Nagas. I'm gonna. Okay, let me get that in a moment. Maybe. Okay, look. For this to come out with the North Node life purpose, I'm getting a very specific message intuitively. Air element, past life, Ouroboros, this endings and beginnings card with the life purpose. You, as a collective, the collective message, we are like meant to, with the occult, dude, and like, it's not really looked at in a very positive way, but there are positive things that can be associated with the occult. It came out right up on again, dude. I love when it does that. Look, you look up yourself with what I read about the eighth house endings and beginnings, okay? I want you to look up what you want about the keywords that I read to you, the occult. It could even be scientific stuff, but whatever you want, okay? Whatever you feel called to. So this is the North Node life purpose. I feel like is this is our life purpose to be involved in magic, in the occult, or just at least having that information, having that knowledge. You don't have to be involved, but you could have that knowledge. At least know about it, okay? Know what candles are associated with each day, know what color is associated, which candle color, things like that. All right. And Sagittarius is a fire sign, so that's fire with air burning. Practice fire safety. Air is also associated in a way with fire. Also in the hot air balloon, it needs fire. So very interesting. All right. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. Tenzin Gyatso, the 14th Dalai Lama of Tibet. So the purpose of our lives is to be happy. I'm gonna light another incense in a moment. I can't believe I'm talking here for like 2 hours, dude. I'm sorry. The North Node points out the best areas for us to direct our talents and our wills. The North Node shows the area of gifts. It represents destiny. It is directly opposed to the South Node, which is much more serious and restrictive. The North Node represents where we benefit from good work done in past lives again. And how that assists us in the here and now. The North Node is the place in the chart where life becomes easier. It acts like a karmic Jupiter, where a doorway opens and suddenly you're where you need to be. The bat talked about doors closing, endings, transformation. All of a sudden, you're just going to be where you need to be. You're just going to be like jolted where you're meant to be. It's your life purpose. When the North Node card presents itself in a reading, you can be assured destiny has a place in your situation. Through many life lessons, you are about to arrive at a place for your highest good. Your life is expanding and opportunities pour in swiftly, catching you quite by surprise. This card also represents past life memories and karmic connections. You may meet people whom you have known over many past lives, perhaps in a soul family where bonds form very quickly. You are taking on a larger view of your life, which not only emphasizes your talents, but aligns your talents with like-minded souls. It is a fortuitous time to begin a privately owned business or other professional venture that will, excuse me, bring in extra finances. Oh. Whatever this venture may be, fun, creativity, and optimism will be part of it. At this time, you will feel less limited and your goals and plans will have far-reaching potential. Keep in mind, the lunar nodes also bring shifts and changes. There's a full moon coming up. Also, look whenever you watch this reading, because it's a timeless reading, check out the moon phase, the time when you read this, or when you're watching this reading. The lunar nodes brings shifts and changes. For instance, get ready for this. A relationship with someone who has destiny spelled all over them may suddenly walk into your life. If so, this relationship will start rapidly and be life altering, transformative. One job may end swiftly, and you will find yourself in a much more suitable position. If the energy is used correctly, it will promote greater optimism and prosperity. This means finances are also likely to increase. This talked about that in the eighth house. It talked about really more resources that were not yours, that were accumulated from someone else. But, excuse me, this says finances are likely to increase. So money's coming. Put that energy out there. This energy is now telling you that the schooling part is over for now. Lessons have been learned. You are now to act on these lessons toward a greater destiny. At this time, it is evident where you need to go and where you need to be. So you just know if you are still a little confused, take some time to breathe out because you should know where you're going. But listen, if you don't and you're still a little confused, don't fret. Just take some time to breathe out, meditate, and find your answer. As the soul's messenger, the appearance of the North Node card is a spread indicates grow. Okay. As the soul's messenger, the appearance of the North Node card in a spread indicates growing into what is called the larger unknown, meaning you are moving toward a point that promises greater fulfillment. The nodes are karmic, therefore, the lessons are not easy ones. Matters will develop suddenly, but there is still work to be done. Luck is on your side with an opening toward greater things. Karmic lessons learned and preceded bring fulfillment and happiness. So, it goes on to say life purpose, the soul's enlargement. So, I feel like you are expanding. Your soul is expanding. Your soul is growing. It's expanding. You need to expand. It needs to be expansive. 11:38 on the clock when I saw that. Balance, karmic rewards, and karmic bonds. Memories of previous lives, reinforcement. So, like I said, that hold on, you could be getting prophetic dreams, but you could be getting past life visions too, because past life has come out in the eighth house deck or in the eighth house endings and beginnings card. It came out in the Ouroboros card, and it's coming out in the North Node life purpose card. So, you could be getting visions of past lives. You could be like seeing shit that doesn't like look familiar to you here, but it's familiar to you when you're seeing it in your dream. That's because it's from a past life. You could also be inheriting gifts from past lives. You could also be inheriting gifts from past loved ones, things like that. Loved ones that have passed on already, like this is in your lineage. This is your ancestors. This is from long time ago. Support, movement forward, being right. The pot of golds at the end of the rainbow, undiscovered talents, fulfillment, the things we can fall back on, being in the flow, trusting destiny, meaningful exchanges, inner balance, the foundation for future success, achievement, giving credit, considering the other side. Working with others, emotional security, the path of least resistance, adaptability, inner strength, playing games, wisdom, trust, working well with youth, understanding children. You could work with kids. You could work like at a daycare, or you could teach kids whatever, like art, math, social studies, philosophy, because that's here, philosophy. You could be like a philosophy professor or something like that. Optimism, a stroke of good luck, or you could be needing to do these things. Generosity, clarity, charity. It's charity, but I said clarity. Wealth, the color deep red, burgundy, crimson, ox blood, kind authority. So that's like, and also I get judge from the air element. So this could be like a nice prosecutor. Are there any out there? A nice lawyer, a nice judge, kind authority, and the exploration of ideas, expansion, and growth. Ten of Cups is the correlation to this card. This tarot card, Ten of Cups is emotional fulfillment. It's just the best thing ever. So you're stepping into your life purpose. We're all, as a collective, we're going to be stepping into our life purpose in whatever way you feel that is for you. This is positive karma, rewards, the soul's enlargement, so expansion, growth, you know, expanding. I'm getting that Rubik's cube, that Rubik's cube ball thing that expands. I don't know what that's called, but look into that thing that expands. That like thing that expands. Being in the right place at the right time. I love these messages. I feel like they're very good. I hope this is smooth streaming, smooth sailing. Somebody could like to sail on a sailboat. I'm gonna get a incense. I'm gonna try to like finagle. Okay, excuse me, please. But yes, this is very interesting. I feel like this is a very interesting message. Super interesting. I want you to take whatever fits for you in this message, okay? Like, I know I'm going pretty long in this message, but I just want you to take whatever fits for you, okay? Don't force any messages or anything like that. I feel like this is a collective reading. If you are being called to this reading, it's for a reason. If you watch this for over an hour, I feel like there's a message in here for you, for sure. Okay. So yes, I'm gonna go a little bit quicker. I'm gonna also read the Sagittarius IC real quick. I'm gonna read the animal totem and then advice. Closing it out with the advice. I'm very excited for that to close it out for the advice because the cards that I have to close it out, very interesting. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for listening to my crazy ass. I appreciate y'all so much. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Gratitude. Thank you, spirit guides. Thank you, Mother Gaia, ancestors, spirit guides, guardian angels. Thank you, source. Thank you, universe. Yes. Excuse me, all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience as I got myself together and I got things together. Thank you. All right. So, sorry if, okay, look, I really hate to get up in the middle of the live, but all right. All right. Let me put some sounds on, guys. I'm so sorry. So, I think it's very interesting here. This is super okay, look, like this keeps saying the same stuff. Towards the end, I will show the cards at the bottom. I can show them now like this. You can kind of see them because, like, I feel like this message is like the sinks and shit. Like, it's fucking crazy, dude. Like, I love when they do that. I love when that happens because I feel like this. Okay, so like, more people are getting more, you know, open to the occult, and it doesn't have to be anything negative, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be, oh, you know, oh, because Gothic was also talked about on this card. I'm getting Victorian times, past life, Victorian times. I'm getting like corsets, lace. Earlier, I was looking up silk and lace headscarves. So that could be something. And this is Victorian time that I'm getting for some reason, Victorian time. Very interesting. Okay, I want your cards real quick while I find. Excuse me. Oh, please. Excuse me. Okay, I want you to just see the cards while I find this real quick. So I feel like this is very interesting. North Node Purpose talked about past life. This card, the Ouroboros talked about past life, and the Eighth House talked about past life. I feel like this is very significant here. You could be getting messages, you could be getting visions of past life. So that's very interesting. Um, I'm going to read the Sagittarius IC card. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your time so much. I appreciate you watching my videos, being here with me. The song playing is Wombo, one of these. You could look this up. Support the artist, please. I'm on my Spotify right now. So you could support the artist. Wombo. I think that's how you pronounce it. Wombo. Wombo. It's called One of These. Thanks for hanging out with me. All right, here we do. Or here we go. I want you to see the cards, but I'm gonna do that in a moment, okay? I'm gonna read the Sagittarius card. Okay. Sorry that I keep adjusting this. I just want it to be right. The incense is burning. We've we have a nice ambiance here. Okay, everything's going great. Thank you for being here. So Sagittarius, I see, which is very interesting because Sagittarius is very philosophical, and I spoke about how Sagittarius moon and Scorpio moon with Sagittarius Pluto and Scorpio Pluto. So the generations of Pluto and Scorpio and Pluto and Sagittarius, they're one after another. Pluto and Scorpio are generally the millennials or whatever they want to fucking call them, right? And then the Pluto and Sagittarius are the generation, I think, Z, right? And so those two connections can be very interesting. So I feel like look that up, especially if you have that alignment, if you have Pluto and Scorpio or Pluto and Sagittarius, or you have Moon and Scorpio or Moon and Sagittarius. And keep in mind, if you have any of these in interacting with another soul, another that has also these alignments too, and understand that your alignments are conjuncting and understand what that means in astrology. So look that up if you need to. I'm going to read the Sagittarius IC card. Very interesting. Okay. I don't know if you can hear the music. So this is number 21. I said that earlier. That could be a specific age. It could be a specific number. The number 3 could be a specific age. It could be a specific number. Okay. Understand that when you go into double digits, you should add that. And that is also really the age that you are. It's like you're starting over again. And it's a cycle. We have the Ouroboros here. It's the snake, dude. So right now I'm 4 because I'm 31. So someone who is 21 would be 3. Okay. Someone who is 32 would be 5. Someone who is 41 would be 5. Someone who is 25 would be 7. 7 is a very spiritual number. 5 is also a number of change. 5 and 5 make 10. We had the 15, which make a 6. 34 is a 7. All right. Sorry. I got a little sidetracked. That happens to me. It's okay. Here we go. It says Sagittarius IC. I got it, y'all. You ready? Luck is not chance, it's toil. Another message about fortune. I hope I don't have that white cast. I kind of do. I'm going to fix myself in a moment, y'all. Fortune's expensive smile is earned. Emily Dickinson, and she was also a Sagittarius. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Okay, excuse me. I'm also going to take a sip. Excuse me, that was water, delicious. You may need to drink some water. It's because I have been talking for all this time and not drinking nothing. I need to come more prepared next time. I didn't think I was going to be here for so long, but I get to talking. I don't really have many significant Gemini placements, but that's the Geminian coming on me. I have third house. stellium, so that could be what it is. Anyway, luck is not chance, it's toil. Fortune's expense Fortune's expensive smile is earned. So, like I said, it's Emily Dickinson. She was a Sagittarius. Maybe you need to look up Emily Dickinson poems. I, funnily enough, actually have an Emily Dickinson book. I have the like full poems of Emily Dickinson's thick ass book. Maybe you need to look up Emily Dickinson. I love her. You're just about ready to hit your mark. The sign of Sagittarius is ruled by the planet Jupiter. Jupiter also was talked about, I think, in the North Node card. Very interesting here. Look at the correlations, look at the syncs. It is immutable, which means an easygoing fire sign. Gemini is also a mutable air sign. So Sagittarius and Gemini, even though they're opposite, they're both mutable. Someone could have a Gemini moon, Sagittarius moon. Someone could be Gemini sun, moon, or rising, Sagittarius sun, moon, or rising. Don't have to be. This is just what I'm getting. We could have that anywhere. And we're all the signs anyway. The ancient symbol for Sagittarius is a half man, half horse, the centaur, a creature trained in the art of archery who also manages to hit his target no matter how far he roams. Earlier on my walk, I also saw a bird formation in the fucking formation of an arch, of an arrow, because it was like the triangle, and then there were two little ones that were at the other end. So it was like an arrow. Which look at that, the archer, the arrow, the Sagittarius archer, the arrow. Very interesting. Okay. Wow. I love how this shit go like that. That's awesome. I hope this is going clear. I hope you can hear me and it's not clear. Or it's not, I hope it's clear, not choppy. If y'all didn't know yet, I'm very goofy. So you could like do archery. Maybe you did that in high school or in college. You could do archery. Like that could be a sport that you could like to do. You may need to pick that up. If not, you always manage to hit the target no matter how far you roam. Sagittarians are honest, candid, and not afraid to speak the truth. You do not have to be a Sagittarius, and you do not have to have Sagittarius anywhere in your chart. This is the energy that we need to be getting into as a collective. You could have Sagittarius somewhere. Like I said, we're all the signs, but you don't have to. Like it's not required. This is the energy that we need to be in. So we need to be, you know, enveloping, invoking the energy of Sagittarius, philosophy, the energy of the air element, the energy of the eighth house, the energy of the north node, the energy of the Ouroboros of the past life, shit like that. Cognitive abilities. I'm still going to look up the clairs. I might not because that's going to take too much time. If you feel called to look up all the clairs, clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairsentient, clair reminiscent, I don't know, just look up all the clairs. I feel called to tell you the name of the song right now. The song is called Break Beats by the band Pasteboard. Support them if you'd like, okay? Pasteboard. Break Beats. Sagittarians are honest, candid, and not afraid to speak the truth. This may be a time that you need to speak how you truly feel. Don't hold back your feelings. Since this freedom loving fire sign is not offended by the truth, they are often surprised when others take offense to their words. Sagittarians are drawn to religious ideas, even though sometimes they deny it. Be truthful with yourself also. They will go through periods of not being religious at all and claim not to believe in anything agnostic, even bucking against authority. It talked about kind authority in the North Node. Purpose. Interesting. Interesting. Religion and philosophy are concepts they remain fascinated by, though they will argue for hours about religion, and usually at some point in life, they return to some type of faith. Such a faith always remains an intellectual pursuit. So this is more mind, this is more air element, this is more philosophical. Very interesting. Sagittarians are highly idealistic, creative, outdoorsy, and have a great sense of play and fun. They are also extremely restless and would prefer not to stay in the same spot. Instead, they would rather roam, so think of wild horses. Yes, think of the centaur. Look up Chiron. Chiron right now is in Aries when I'm filming this video. Like I said, this video is timeless, though. This reading is timeless. But look up Chiron because Chiron signifies the centaur and Sagittarian energy with the archer, with the arrow. So look up that. Look that up. if you feel called to. Sagittarians are highly idealistic, creative, outdoorsy, and have a great sense of play and fun. They are also extremely restless and would prefer not to stay in the same spot. Instead, they would rather roam. Sagittarians dislike routine and are encumbered by the usual 9 to 5 job. They may end up as musicians, fire eaters, tattoo artists, entertainers, publishers, literary agents, clergy, tutors, bookstore owners, or whatever does not require any set schedule. So you are a sovereign being. We're individuals. We ain't on nobody's time but our own. This is your time now, and you are on no set schedule. So, okay, you do stuff on your own time, is what this is saying to me. Sagittarians tend to be rather lucky, but have a habit of not handling money well and will sometimes squander any wealth that comes to them. They are confident, which makes them highly attractive and popular, drawing to them what they need. I talked about accountant and talked about the taxes and shit like that. So be mindful of that. Sagittarians also have integrity and will not go along with anything unfair or underhand. So make sure that you're holding integrity. Integrity is being true to what you know to be good and true when you're not being evaluated. So when you're not being looked at, and then it said being investigated in one of those cards, right? I think it was the eighth house. So don't act like people are watching you. Like be good because you know you are meant to be good, and that's just what that is. That's integrity. Wicca, paganism, and the Catholic Church are all ruled by Sagittarius. Look up cathedrals and stuff, whatever you feel called to. When you think about it, these religious, also monasteries, look up cathedrals and monasteries. They don't have to be where you live. Look them up overseas too, wherever you are. When you think about it, these religions, with their pomp and ceremony, candles and incense, have much in common. Though not as showy as their fellow fire sign Leo, Sagittarians tend to largest by their nature and prefer what they do not to be memorable. So they don't really want you to be like, oh yeah, so and so. No, you don't have to do that. You figure it out on your own. That's what I'm getting from that, right? Take that as you will. The Archer sign does not want an ordinary life. When the Sagittarius card turns up in a reading, freedom at the current time is essential. You will feel the need to fight against restrictions of any kind and want everything out in the open. You want to know where you stand. If your question pertains to a relationship, you and your partner need to be given extra space and looser reins. You may find yourself especially philosophical at the current time and even studying religions, which may not have appealed to you before. So, occult religions and stuff like that. Interestingly, Sagittarius is the sign of representing large animals, especially horses and big dogs. You may soon be acquiring a new pet, or maybe that animals are already a big part of your life. Like these beautiful beasts, you live that sense of wildness and being in the open air. Air element again, and I feel like hot air balloon again. You may soon travel to areas vast with countrysides or regions with mountains and lakes that you want to explore. I talked about the monasteries. Some monasteries are up on mountains. Look that shit up. You may soon travel to, yes, okay. You might embrace a new philosophy, enroll in classes of higher learning, or begin to study churches or religions. Here we go. A visit to a casino or another area where gambling takes place could likely come about. Dice, roll some dice. Legally, right, you will likely be fortunate and win in this venture. As long as you don't proceed recklessly, it's a good time to take a gamble. Your future looks promising because you're ready to expand and grow beyond your limits. If you do encounter difficulties, you will surmount them easily and move forward to your next lucky break in life, which should be coming soon. Oh, yeah, get ready for a good luck, favorable conditions, being open and broad minded, going for the truth, being truthful, being frank and honest, being kind and helpful, allowing others to be who they are, seeking answers, becoming curious, psychic affairs. More about psychic. Visit areas. And psychic, visiting areas of study, universities, lecture halls, churches, bookstores, courthouses, feeling passionate, going on a big adventure, travels in the southeastern direction. So New Mexico, Albuquerque, like I said, or southeast from wherever you are. What I wanted to mention real quick about psychic, because it mentioned psychic again. The idea of psychic is not about being different from anybody else because everybody has that ability. What it is to be psychic, it is to be tapped in and you are being observant, like the bat, like everything else that we have here that has come out in this reading. It's about being observant. It's about seeing past the bullshit. That's what it means to be psychic. It's about reading between the lines. It's about discernment. It's about knowing shit without having to be told. Excuse me, I'm trying to find my place. I'm getting there. Bookstores, courthouses, feeling passionate, going on a big adventure, travels in the southeastern direction. So, southeastern of wherever you are, giving others freedom, gathering others together for a good cause, living for the moment, avoiding commitment, clumsy accidents, feeling loose inside the body, wine and beer, campouts, fireplaces, horses, the kidneys, buttocks, and upper thighs. So, also, Eighth House talked about the lower and genitals, the anus and stuff. So make sure you're being taken care of that. So you could be thick buttocks and upper thighs. You could be thick. Gambling places, lottery tickets, panhandlers. The colors violet, magenta, and blue. One of the songs playing earlier was Purple Flame. Purple is a very interesting color. Look up the meaning of purple, magenta, and blue. So Six of Wands is the corresponding tarot card for this Sagittarius IC card. It's also freedom, exploration, lucky breaks, religion, travel, philosophy, and honesty. I love when the cards correlate. Okay, I'm going to continue. I feel like this is very interesting. So, like I mentioned, look up monasteries, look up cathedrals, churches of any kind that you're feeling called to, okay? And I'm going to show to you the cards while I get the advice decks ready, okay? Thank you for being here. The song playing right now is Now Who Are These Guys by Lauren Connors. Support the artist. Now, who are these guys? I might read a couple of the lyrics to that song because that's pretty funny that come out like that. Now, who are these guys? All right, y'all. I don't even know if you can really see that, but at least it's there, okay? All right. So I'm going to get the advice decks ready. Now, these decks, the advice decks, are very interesting. They correlate with what we've been talking about. There are going to be messages from the angels and ancestors, and also advice on what divinatory tools we should be using going forward. Okay, this is collective, don't forget, but it is going to be advice on which divinatory tools we should be using going forward, and advice from our angels and ancestors. But I'm going to read real quick the bottom of the decks because when I noticed this, like I mentioned earlier, I just like sometimes to just shuffle and put the bottom of the deck away, and that will be the message when I go back to the card deck. So, and I feel like the message is very interesting. So I wanted to read, and I'm going to do that. And before I end the reading, I'm going to show the cards a little bit better so y'all can see. Can y'all see? So put this in the frame. So these are these cards that came out along with these. And I feel like these correlate. These correlate. Absolutely, they do. Okay. Interesting. And then the Ouroboros card. This card, I just love the artwork. This deck is amazing artwork on this deck. I know I showed this earlier. Bear with me, all, please. Okay, here we go. Okay. So the advice going forward, I feel. So I showed you these cards. All right, I showed you. I feel like it's very interesting, dude. Like, definitely need to look up philosophical shit. Look up philosophers, French philosophers, Greek philosophers, whatever you want, whatever you feel called to. Definitely look up philosophers, okay? And try to get whatever messages that you can get from that, you know? Um, yeah. So I wanted to show this. Very interesting. Okay. The bottom, and I'm going to read from the book because it's kind of like what I was talking about before, how people want to, you know, what they really think a psychic is. So the bottom of the deck, when I was finished shuffling, was the seer, which it says, see beyond the current situation, the seer. It says, see beyond the current situation. And I want you to take a good look at this card. Like, let me get it good. And I want you to take a good look at this. And I'm going to tell you what I was getting intuitively because the card behind it, that came behind it, hold on, it's where was it? I might have to search through it and look. It was another card that the person has covering their crown. So we may need to do that as a collective, okay? It's because I shuffled it and it went back in. It was the unlocking the magic card. I'm gonna find it. Oh, here it is. No, I'm gonna find it. And if it comes out when I shuffle, because this is not the message, this was just the message from when I left the deck from last time I was using it. I'm gonna read the uh seer description from the guidebook because I think it's very interesting and it needs to be heard. I'm gonna find this. Excuse me, y'all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all so much. Here it is. Here it is. It's right here. And I'm gonna show you because they both are covering their crowns. So like that's why I mentioned you need to maybe cover your this is Magic Guardian, unlock the magic within, and then Seer, see beyond the current situation. And if you look, they both have, they're both covering their crowns. Can you see? They're both covering their crowns. So I feel like that's important. Find scarves, maybe hats, whatever. So I'm gonna read Seer with this other deck, the bottom of the card. Okay, I'm show you that in a minute because it tripped me out. I was like, dude, I was like, you. All right, here we go. See beyond the current situation with the seer card. This card, I'm just going to read to you what it means to be a seer because I feel like we all are this. It's just that some of us are fogged. The song playing right now is Kalila, LMK. So let me know. Kalila, support her. Kalila. That's the song playing right now. Support the artist if you'd like, Kalila. So, yes, reading the seer card. Thank you for being here. Look beyond your current situation, raise your vibration, and focus on love. Most indigenous peoples have a seer in the family or tribe. Seers are intelligent in beings who serve as direct channels for information on what's occurring now and what's about to unfold. Their energy isn't about predicting your future for you, but about showing you how your intentions are creating it. A true seer will help you see that your intentions can change, therefore, so can your future. The message of this card is to let the clairvoyant within you rise up so that you can see the way forward yourself with your spiritual eyes. Clairvoyance isn't just about predicting the future, it's about being able to see clearly enough to create your best future. You are being encouraged by your ancestral guides and angels to see beyond what you think is happening now. Don't allow your ego or doubts to play games with you. Instead of seeing yourself as stuck or lost, know that you're in an energetic holding space while the universe recalibrates a path that is more favorable for you. Angels of light are upgrading your energy so your experiences can be more enjoyable. You're moving towards something extremely uplifting and enlightening, so stay calm and keep your eyes on the prize. Excuse me, what I wanted to also say in regards to this card, what I pick up intuitively, and what I have always picked up intuitively in this card, is if you look at the illustration, yes, the person has their crown covered. They're looking and seeing the future through the crystal ball. They're gaining clairvoyant knowledge, right? Or they're seeing through. They have a curtain behind them, and there's the night sky. You may need to go stargaze. You may receive messages from the stars when you stargaze. Also, this gives me carnival vibes. This gives me festival vibes. This gives me, I mean, vibes. This gives me circus vibes. You could do this. You could have done this in a past life. I have a family member that was a carny for a year. They went and traveled with the carnival for a year. So this could be something that has happened in a past life. You could even be someone who is connected. You feel connected to carnivals. You feel connected to festivals. You may feel connected to like that kind of psychic, you know, behind the curtain, behind the esoteric curtain, seeing behind the veil type of, you know, yes, you could be feel connected to that. But I wanted to read that from the guidebook because being psychic doesn't mean that you predict somebody's future. It means that you let them know what's coming before them and they have the power and the free will to create their own reality. And you can change shit and you can change your future. You create your future. So that's what a true seer is. And that's why I wanted to read that from the book. I think it's fucking awesome. So yes, I also wanted to show this. And because at the bottom of this deck was the palmistry, which says interpretation. So if you look at both these cards and how the hands, so you could also need to learn palmistry. You could also have done that in a past life where you read people's palms, okay? Look at the similarity with the hands, how she's using her hands to, receive the messages from the crystal balls, and in palmistry you interpret people's lives and stuff by their astrological stuff and the lines in their palms. Okay, so I think that's very interesting that those came out, and I wanted to point that out, especially with what came out in this reading. So I'm going to be getting advice. I'm going to clear the decks real quick. I cleared them earlier, but I'm going to clear them again. Let me stand up straight. So thank you. And so this is the advice going forward. We're going to get advice from the angels and the ancestors, and we're going to get advice on which divinatory practices we should be using um, going forward with the transits happening. And as I suggested before, you should check the transits and how they are affecting you in your, excuse me, specific birth chart. Okay. So I'm going to get an advice from the angels and the answers. Let's see what comes out with that. Thank you for being here. This is going to be like a 2-hour long live. Thank you for watching this. I really appreciate y'all listening to me ramble and being goofy and weird. I had like said some of my alignments and placements on here, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm a third house stellium, so that's why I just ramble on. Thank you for being here with me. If you'd like to connect with me, my information is in the description box below. Thank you for connecting with me. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Source, universe, ancestors, spirit guides. What's the angels and ancestors message for us closing out? What's the advice? We getting two. Yo, y'all. Yo! It's Seer. Seer came out. Interesting, because we talked about past life and stuff. At the bottom of the deck, we have Elder. Move beyond ancestral patterns. So that could be talking more about the cyclical Ouroboros past life shit. Yup. Move beyond ancestral patterns. We have Seer. Okay, I already read that. See beyond the current situation. And then Guardian Angel, you are not alone. You could be seeing feathers. You could be seeing white feathers. You could be receiving messages from your guardian angels. Understand that you are never alone. Okay. See beyond the current reality that you are witnessing and know that there is something beyond what you are witnessing in this current 3D reality, okay? With move beyond ancestral patterns, I'm going to read this because this is pretty clear. All right, you're not alone. You have a guardian angel. You could have multiple guardian angels, but you definitely have a guardian angel that's around you. Never feel like you are alone, okay? I'm going to read move beyond ancestral patterns first. No, hold on. So that's the advice going forward. Know that you are not alone and that you see beyond whatever is trying to facade you, whatever is trying to mirage you, you know, understand that you are fresh and free, okay? And you are a seer. This card came out, y'all. You saw me shuffling, right? You saw me shuffling, right? This card came out, and it's with you are not alone. So I feel like you are being guided by your guardian angel. That could be how you receive your messages and stuff like that. The song playing right now is Miami Horror. I Look to You featuring Kimbra. Look that up if you'd like to. Support the artist. I don't own any of the rights to the songs mentioned or played. I want you to support the artist, please. If you like what, you feel called to support them. See her bird take flight, see her face wild and charged, see her quickened heart. So if we fall, imagine that imagination's fine. So here I hope for what you are. Okay, that's the lyrics. So yeah, look that up if you want to. Let's see real quick before I read the moving beyond ancestral patterns. Move beyond ancestral patterns. So that's to see beyond the current situation, we have beyond twice. So with the Ouroboros and all that going on, I feel like there's a lot of that shit happening here. I'm going to read this first before I get the advice of what divinatory tools that we should be using because I want to see. Let me read the guardian angel card because it came up. Watch out for signs and reminders from your angels and loved ones that they're close by. We also talked about past on loved ones in the other card, remember, in the eighth house card. Remember, they are working hard to guide you. The guardian angel card shows the white feather that has become known as the guardian angel's business card. Whenever a white feather appears in your life or this card appears in a reading, it's a message to say your guardian angel and ancestor guides are particularly close at this time and are there to support you with their love. If you have asked for help with a particular situation, know that there is divine intervention in the works. Everyone has a guardian angel who has been with them in all their past lifetimes and will be there in all the lifetimes to come. So know that you are never alone and never will be alone. This card is a huge reminder that there is always help and support available to you. Your guardian angel is with you now and is here to aid you in all of your endeavors. In order to fully receive their support, first ask for it, then surrender to the process. Don't try to control shit. Know that they're the ones orchestrating shit. Know that whatever unfolds will be for your highest good. Seer, I read that earlier. This shit came out again. Move beyond ancestral patterns with the elder here. Thank you for being here with me. It's gonna go 2 hours me babbling. Hopefully you get some information. You get some good messages from this live, all right? Like, and I hope that the messages came through clearly and they weren't choppy. This is gonna take me a moment. I know where this is because the shit is in alphabetical order. Here we go. Move beyond limitations that have been set for you by family members past and present. This song playing right now. Oh my God, it's the Torn song by Natalie. Go support the artist. If that song is significant to you, you already know. This song is called Torn. by Natalie Umbruglia. Umbruglia. Go look up them lyrics, dude. If you already know, you already know. If you don't, you it looks like you need to find out if you're listening to this message. And everywhere used to lie, representation has run dry. That's what's going on. Nothing's been told. You need to look up them lyrics if you don't know that song. So here we go. Here we go. Know that the energy. Okay, I'm gonna start from the beginning. All right. Move beyond the limitations that have been set for you by family members past and present. That could be a significant message for someone, all right? Like this is not supposed to be a love reading or something like that, but that could be a significant message for somebody. Somebody could be torn between two people, three people. Somebody could be torn between their freedom because we have the Sagittarius card and wanting to be in a relationship. It could be too late, but I feel like it's never too late. I feel like time doesn't exist, but that's my opinion. Know that the energy of your spirit is more powerful than genetics and behavioral patterns. The Aboriginal people are the oldest tribal people still living on the planet. Their hunter-gatherer culture and ancient spirituality are rooted in tradition and balance with the earth. So the Aboriginal ancestors are offering you not only wisdom that will help you heal and adapt to their ever-changing planet or to the ever-changing planet, but also an understanding of what a spiritual life should be. The elder is the ancestor who comes with a message of healing change. I do not, first of all, I want to say, do not own the rights to that song. Support the artist and look up the lyrics if you want. I don't own the rights to that song. Okay, the elder is the ancestor who comes with a message of healing change. He is an embodied soul. Yet he has had journeys that go beyond the physical. Therefore, he represents a reclamation of power. When he appears, it's an acknowledgement that you have the capacity to move beyond limitations that have been placed upon you. If you have if you have had expectations of success, failure, sadness, or even sickness placed upon you by your family, ooh, listen to this. It's important to know that you are here to create your own story. I put that in my description box every time I do a reading. You are the creator of your own reality. Always remember that. This card represents personal healing that will bring healing to your family lineage, past, present, and future. Know that you get to decide what you take on, and also know that your ancestors are rooting for you and are sorry for any setbacks that they have created for you. So let's talk about moving beyond whatever limitations that your family, like it says, past and present, has put upon you. Okay, move beyond that. Don't let that hold you back. See beyond that and know that you are not alone. You have a guardian angel that's been with you since birth and that will be with you in your next lifetime. So we're talking about past life a lot here. We're talking about ancestral karma. We're talking about breaking those chains with this. Okay, seeing beyond that. You're seeing beyond that. So we're going to now close the reading out. Very, very exciting. I love this reading. I hope that y'all enjoyed it as much as I did. We're going to get a this is more so going to be like advice of what I just saw feathers messages. So yeah, if you're seeing white feathers, that is a message for you. Please take that message. Okay. This is going to be advice going forward on what we should be working with divinatory tool wise. So divinatory would be anything. We're going to see what comes out. Okay. All right. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending this time with me and watching my videos. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much. All right. Here we go. Cut the deck 3 times. Okay. This is what the divinatory tool that we need to be focusing on. Footprints, direction. I'm going to read this from the book. We also have, I saw this shuffling. We also have crystal ball clarity with the seer. Look at this. Look at this. You could definitely should be working with crystal balls if you don't already, okay? Work with crystal balls. Try to see if you can get messages through the crystal balls. That's very interesting that both these came out. Talking about crystal balls and clarity with seeing beyond the current situation and seeing beyond the veil, seeing past the esoteric curtain. The song playing right now is Jessica Hoop, Pegasi. Support the artist. I don't own the rights to the song. Support the artist. It says, you found a map to my heart. It led you, hold on. You found the map to my heart. It led you to the well. You combed at my mane. I'll wear your saddle and reins. Look that up if that's significant to you. Okay. Jessica Hoop. Jessica Hoop, Pagasi. Look that up if that's significant for you. I don't own the rights to that song. Support the artist. Look at this. I'm gonna read this real quick to close out the reading. We have crystal ball clarity with directions footprints. I feel like this is saying intuitively I'm getting you have clarity on what direction to take now. With the North Node, life purpose, and the eighth house, endings and beginnings, there's going to be an ending that occurs, and you're gonna know which direction to take. All right. You may be seeing footprints of any kind, human, animal. You could be seeing footprints of any kind, but definitely moving beyond ancestral patterns, seeing beyond the current situation, knowing that you're never alone, seeing beyond the veil. Uh, Crystal ball. Get a crystal ball. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this sink. Look at all the sinks in this reading, dude. Fuck yeah. So we're gonna read now from the divination. So uh, that's the divination tool for us to go to use going forward. Crystal ball. Looking through any kind of crystal though too, like you could get clarity looking through any kind of crystal. I know that looking through rose quartz or looking through crystal clear crystal quartz, clear quartz, smoky quartz. Dice Gamble came up, and remember I mentioned that earlier. Okay, so that's very interesting, but it didn't come up, so I'm not going to read it. But I'm going to read footprints and crystal ball clarity. With this intuitively, I'm seeing that with the seer, you're not alone. You're not alone in the direction that you're going in. Have faith that you're being guided correctly, okay? You are being sent messages correctly. You're being guided correctly. You're being guided to move beyond um that which has been uh like if you've been oppressed like by ancestral shit, you're being moved beyond that. That is being you're seeing that clearly now with the seeing beyond the current situation and the crystal ball clarity. You're getting clarity and seeing beyond that, which is like an ancestral pattern. You're seeing beyond that and you're moving toward a new direction here with the footprints. I'm going to read this right now. Thank you for being here with me. I know that I ramble on, but it's cool, dude, you know. Here we go. Ready? You have been wondering which way in life you should go, and concerns regarding family, career, or life purpose have arisen. The answer is this: go towards that which brings you closer to the divine. Seek that which truly feeds your soul. This is more Sagittarius energy, I feel. For this will show you the road to tread. Be careful, however, to understand what this truly means. The ego has a wonderful way of tricking you into dreaming up get rich quick schemes. Watch out for that. The truth is always consistent and loving. Step into your soul's knowing and focus on your heart's passion, talents, and interests. These clues will point you in the these clues will point you in the right direction. Okay. Should I go here? Perhaps do that. Be a parent, an artist, a big fat cat. Ego, no. It's not your say. Divine guidance will show the way. Don't let anyone push you off your chosen path. You have an important decision to make. Always choose the road of peace and happiness. Release the lack mentality. Listen to your inner guidance. Know you are on the right path. Members of all the ancient tribes knew animal footprints would lead them to water and food sources. In ancient Rome, hold on. In ancient Rome, people were tried by the test of walking a fine line drawn in the earth. If they missed the line, they were classed as guilty and sentenced to death. Ooh. And like I mentioned also before, if you're seeing footprints any kind of animal footprint, any kind of human footprint. It's also saying here, if you don't walk the fine line drawn in the earth and you miss that line, your class is guilty and sentenced to death. That's not that serious here, but what I'm getting is that you're knowing the direction in which to walk in. And it says, you know, members of all ancient tribes knew animal footprints would lead them to water and food sources. I mentioned that. I mentioned looking at footprints. I've not read this from this book yet. If I did, I forgot. So that's very interesting. I feel like you are being guided to go in the direction, and you know. Look for footprints. Watch out for footprints. So we're going to the crystal ball clarity right now. Your wish to grow and move ahead has been heard, and the universe awaits your further instructions. Ooh, look at this. You may think you know what you want at this time, but are unsure of how to ask for it or exactly what it is you should ask for. Remember, if your thinking is muddled, the universe cannot give you a clear response. This card comes to remind you that you must be absolutely crystal clear about what it is that you actually desire in order to bring it about. This is the foundation of the art of manifestation. Take time out to focus on the subject of your inquiry. At this time, clarity seeks you out and asks what it is you really want to know. In order for me to see clearly with truth and love and clarity the answers that reveal the all, I focus on the crystal ball. In order for me to see clearly with truth and love and clarity the answers that reveal the all, I focus on the crystal ball. I focus on the crystal ball. So yeah, that's significant. Look up, find you a crystal ball. Yeah, definitely. Be cautious. Be conscious. Be conscious. Excuse me, y'all. Be conscious. Be conscious of every word you speak and each thought you think. Concentrate on honoring your own special talents and interests. A clear sign will soon present itself in answer to your question. Be sure to keep on full alert. Crystal balls have been used for divination since Dr. John Dee 1527 to 1608, royal counselor for Elizabeth I, used his crystal ball to aid in her communicating with the spirits. Gypsies tell the future by gazing into crystal balls. Today, crystal balls are used as a focus to clear the mind in preparation for communication with spirit. So that could be something that you need to do. Also, I get very, very much Romney, Gitana vibes from this. If you know, you know. Look it up, Gitana, Gitanita. Look it up if you know, you know. I get vibes from that also. I get those vibes from that. So, and yes, y'all, I feel like this is very interesting. Definitely look up crystal balls. Definitely get you a crystal ball, okay? It's coming up a lot in this card, and it come up in this. And these are two different decks. So this was the advice going forward. I feel like you're going to get the crystal clear clarity, and you need to be crystal clear when you're manifesting. You need to make sure that you are asking your guardian angels exactly what it is that you want and that you're being crystal clear. You need to move beyond ancestral patterns. If you come from people who are not very, they were not very articulative in what they wanted, you're moving beyond that. You're being able to speak with truth. And like the Sagittarius card said, you're being able to speak with truth and honesty in what you really want, and you're being able to know what you really want. I feel like the crystal ball is going to give you clarity in whatever way that you are going to receive that. I feel like the crystal ball will give you clarity. Any crystal, though. You don't have to go run out and get a crystal ball. If you have a piece of clear quartz, look into that. I feel like you're getting the intuitive messages in which direction to be taking. And like I said, look out for footprints of any kind. The song, which is very fitting, even though this reading is timeless, okay? The song closing out is Crons, September. So look that up if you feel called to, because when I record this, even though this reading is timeless, it's in the month of September. So that's a very significant. So it's Cranes, however you pronounce September. I don't own the rights to that song. Support the artist. It says, if you just hold on to me, it would make me happy. If you just hold on to me, I won't feel so empty. With our eyes closed tightly, just as close as we can be, like a rainbow made just for me. Overwhelming happy dreams. I'd close my eyes and make believe like in the summer, all the leaves blue and all will fall down the stream, overwhelming beautiful dreams, and I can't sleep, I can't feel, I can't hear, I can't see, and I never feel again, and this is truly the end. But I love you, and I just wanted you to know I'm so sorry I never told you so I loved you, just wanted you to know, so sorry I never told you so I've loved you. So that's very interesting. Look up that if that is significant to you. That's the closing song, so I just wanted to bring awareness to that. This is the closing message, footprints direction. You are not alone in the direction that you're taking. Know that you are divinely guided. Your angels are guiding you to move beyond ancestral patterns. They're guiding you to move in the direction that you're meant to be in. And I feel like you get clarity through the crystals. You get clarity through the crystal balls. You are a seer, period. And I really appreciate you for being here with me all this time. This was a fucking awesome reading. I loved all the syncs. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate you so much. Believe in yourself and know that you are being guided, divinely guided correctly, okay? I love you. I'm here for you if you need me. Everything you need to know is in the description box below. Thank you. Take care.